Boom! It's that time. We are talking about DigDat, 8ht. 20-year-old artist from Deptford, London. Up to this point, this is his first full project. Now, I actually came across this from Spotify recommended. Now, it's the first time I've actually had a recommended drill album. So I was quite surprised. I thought, let's fucking check this and get ready for a banging album review. Let's go. Track 1. Bang, bang, bang. Start hard, yeah? Intro, we come in with this bass, heavy, spacey beat, yeah? Indicative of what we're going to be experiencing in this album, I hope. That rolling bass that fucking hits you harder than that. We have bar game. Instantly, yeah? Something I love. Something I listen to these albums for. Something I look out for specifically. We start with a strong bar on the first song, which is "Don't want your chest pierced like Morgan." If this is what we're going for, this whole album, this is going to be fucking grease. So let's go. I'm excited. We fade out with some little plinky strings. Now I am on board. I'm on board for this album. I'm bought in. Let's go. Let's go. First track, Ace and Mitch, featuring Bookie. I mean, Ace and Mitch anyway. If you know Paid in Full, you know Paid in Full. We've got a good beat, strong, yeah, straight away. As I say, again, spacey, little spacey vocal on the beat. And now, back to back, consistent flow is impeccable. This bar to start is a fucking mad tip. No GPS for a CPS so the iPhone stays at home. Red shirt if we get a man chest. Or pull that back trying to aim at skulls. Jesus! We're going to be here all day, yeah, because it's just so many bars, yeah, on this, like, I'm going to run out of bars. We got shit like Box Like Creed, I got a connect for you know, gave it to a bro like here's the next move, got Sting but he ain't got a clue though. Scratching his head trying to guess who. Cats they talking riddles, I could never care what Simon says. Bruh, this is mad. Man, handle that metal, no Hansel and Gretel when that boy got cooked up. Bruh, yeah, from the get-go, and we are in this album, yeah, I'm on board for the rest of this project. 8ht, featuring the new wonder kid in the scene, Ei8ht. If you don't know, has just taken this scene by storm. Seems to be a feature on a lot of people's albums, a lot of people's singles. He comes in with that flashy side, whereas then we've got DigDat, who's just dropping, again, bar after bar. Now, like a bit of a western ting, the way you got that the little trumpet ting in the background, it bangs, yeah. Arsenal, still washing up white like Purcell, then I put it in a zip bag like Virgil. When I was on the wing like Urzel, banging my door like my house got bugged. Bruh. Ei8ht does come with some dope bars. Big bros, plugs and bald and got a moustache, Breaking Bad. The way these two play off against each other, I think I'd like to see more of this. If we talk about just the first two tracks, this has set it off more than other albums I've listened to that I've had high hopes for. This I had no hopes for because I didn't know who DigDat was. Next up, we have PCX featuring another one of the big names in the scene at the moment, Ei8ht. If you don't know Ei8ht, he's been away for a little while. He got caught for carrying a knife, I think. Been away for a couple of months. He's brought out an album, which we will be reviewing in the future. He is, you know, seems again one of the go-to guys at the moment for bar content, just for that dirty grease you want on a track, yeah? Now, this tune is fucking gruesome, man. I love it. Yeah, it is. It's just all about dipping. It's all about VVS, you know what I mean? I can't feel my chest, yeah? When I say this track is gruesome, I'm not talking about it's a horrible song. I'm just talking about the vivid imagery that comes with it. It's very dark. Talking about dipping people, hoping that that knife don't bend and that you want to bring that tip back blooded. You know, Ei8ht comes in with some mad shit like, you know, half a monk, that's an Arctic monkey. You know, Rams barking bars, always a dependable one. DigDat just keeps this content level just consistently going throughout this album so far. Sword on my back like Zelda, not trying to get nicked like an L-cup. Definitely an Arsenal fan if he is. Shout outs to the man them, yeah. The Hawk song just leaving neckbacks gushing. Like, if I'm listening to this, I'm just very. Next up, we have My N-Bomb. Now, before we go any further, I'm not going to drop the N-Bomb. I'm mixed race, and man's got passed off bare man, yeah. But we won't be dropping it. But Goes in on his ones. Yeah, this one felt a bit more standard drill in a sense. It felt a bit more, you know, jail talk, just flexing. I mean, the beat was sick on this. Probably my favourite instrumental so far. It had this like flexy bass, yeah, like this flexible bass that just comes in that, and this tiny little vocal sample thing that comes in every now and then. Yeah, just this little ooh and it hits hard. It hits when it needs to hit, and then it fucking fade it, cut it, boom, and the mix. We're basically halfway through this album now, yeah. We're on the track 8 style, yeah. Now, before we discuss this track, I've got one question, which on this instrumental it's saying Maniac, yeah, at the start. Now, I'm an old school grime fan, right? So when I hear Maniac on beat, is Maniac now producing drill? Someone let me know, please. I'd like to know this. Maniac's always was one of my favourite producers. He was one of the first producers I was regularly listening to beats and penning bars to, so that interests me. Side production bangs, yeah? Engaging of this sort of reserved bass that like settles for a bit, and then it will come in like boom, boom, boom. We are not stopping with bars, yeah, we are not stopping with quality content. Regular drill talk, ching-ins, dip-ins, man getting bumped, selling enough shit, yeah, but we are talking bar content. I reloaded this track 3 times in a row straight up to try catch a few bars, and I know there's still fucking shitloads in there that I still have to catch. Got this Travel Agent, Cook Like Thomas, NutriBullet, but the setup for that NutriBullet bar is mad. Another banger, engaging, is keeping me interested in this album, and I want to hear the rest. Next up, we have 6ix9ine featuring K-Trap. If you don't know K-Trap, again, another heavily featured artist over the scene, doing work with quite a lot of people. She came out with an album or mixtape of his own last year. No Magic, I think it was. Yeah, we're getting no breaks on this album, man. This is just hitting us constantly. As soon as that beat kicks in, yeah, we come straight in with a bar, like a heavy bar as well. So the thing that I've really noticed about this album is every track basically is under 3 minutes. We're not dragging anything out. We're not having any stupid, pointless beat rollouts at the end where it's just 4-bar or just like some repeated hook. It's really succinct, it's short, it's perfect in my eyes. The mix on this beat it feels a little bit more focused on the bassy side of things. The track in general feels less thought out than the others, but it's not a problem. It doesn't mean that the bar game drops at all. We're still getting consistent bars from both artists. I'd say K-Trap very much got outshone on this by DigDat. We're still moving, and we're still very much entertained, very much engaged in this album, and I'm enjoying this very much. So let's keep moving. Next up is Untitled featuring Frosty. Not someone I've personally ever heard of, and there is, from the looks of it, no full project out, but we've seen 1 or 2 singles, so do check out Frosty, especially after you do listen to this vocal. It is clean, it is a lot more mellow, comes in a lot more relaxed than DigDat has throughout the album. There's this sample at the start, which is like some Rasta and some patois almost, and then it comes in with this fire bun, and it just sets that beat off. Not an issue. We do still have a few quotables in there. You know, there's a J2O bar in there that's sort of I was trying to make drinks when I sold J2Os, and it's very well set up. There's always a good setup to these bars. Next up, 100 Shots featuring Snap Capone. Snap Capone is, you know, if you know Snap Capone, you know Snap Capone. Snap Capone has a certain braggadocious level of confidence to him when he MCs Snap Capone. This song feels more playful than the rest. We have this sort of instrumental flute that almost feels a bit more jumpy, a bit more, not jokey, it's just more of a wavy vibe. Do you know what I mean? And Snap Capone comes in on this cocky, arrogant vibe, but it suits it, it works. You know, he's just fucking firing bars. Like, I'd say this is probably the worst mix on the album, in regards to tone between 2 MCs. You know, Snap Capone's very sort of loud, and you can tell DigDat is loud, but not compared to Snap Capone. This bar game is fucking mad. Again, do you know what I mean? Straight away comes in with something in the mix like Tiffany Culver, and certain points in it we've actually got Snap Capone doing DigDat's ad-libs, it sounds like, and it really fucking works. And DigDat actually, for once, DigDat sort of becomes more settled into the instrumental. Instead, Snap Capone very much, his voice takes over that instrumental, and he's very, very prominent on it. But good song, keep moving. Next up, we got Stainless Steel featuring T Grizzly. Now, T Grizzly, this is a mad level feature, right? When you look at it, like I don't know if you've seen it, you may not, very different genre, but we were speaking about 4 Hours the other day, and 4 Hours are UK hip hop, who always have a big feature. They always seem to be able to diversify and work with these artists. But to see DigDat, an artist that I've personally never seen, and this is a first project, to have T Grizzly on there is mad. That's nuts. What was it? J Rock's album? He featured on J Rock. Jeezy featured on Jeezy's album. Lil Yachty, Ei8ht, Trey the Truth. I mean, it goes on. Bass comes in. This beat. It's sinister as fuck, man. Like, it's got a sinister vibe, eerie, weird, creeping vibe. What you find is there's more of like more of a contemplation and self-analysis really from DigDat on this. It's a bit more of again, I always say this word, but introspection on it. It seems we're starting to delve into the deeper side of things here, which I like. It's a good song. I think T Grizzly's verse, forgettable, no majorly quotables. I wouldn't sit there and say T Grizzly's bar was whoa, but decent song. Again, we're still not dropping quality. This is moving at a mad rate, man. Water next, yeah. What seems to me like the most commercially available song on the album. It's very much about gal, and it's just not as focused, should I say. It's not as focused as the rest of the album. It's not like I'm sitting there and saying it's a bad song. It is a good song. So if you're into a Galdem track, if you want a little Gallus track, this is the one. And with that, again, vocal sample, and it's phasey. It's sort of phasing in and out. It's pitched up a little bit. It reminds me of like, not a DJ Ironic, but like a Channel U song. Not his bars, okay? I'm not trying to diss his bars. I'm not trying to say Channel U is even a bad thing. Channel U is fucking sick, bro. Yeah, if you know, then you know. But if you don't, you don't. Dexterity on the bars, like, because now I've got to send my Gmail because he got nicked with a Chrome. Like, it seems that even when we're going for a Gallus track or a track for the girls and a bit more of a mellow track, we're still dropping levels of bars on this that are just levels above. Do you know what I mean? Like, New Dior featuring D Block Europe. If you've seen my Young Ads, Chip and Skepta review, you will be like, oh, he doesn't like Young Ads. That's not the case, right? On this, his voice is crisp, yeah, clear. Melodies are on point. His voice doesn't sound washed out. It sounds good. It sounds strong. The only criticism I have is that the second half of the hook starts to sound a little bit like Travis Scott. That's it. But the rest of it, fair play. Young Ads comes on this like he didn't throughout that whole project. So more of that, please. That would be ideal. That comes in like a rap flow, like compared to nothing like the rest of this album. Completely different side. This gives me confidence in regards to what he's going to do moving ahead. Well, I mean, we could have a whole project of this and it would work because it's still conceptually strong. Introspective, this one, very deep. We're talking about it's the different side to DigDat we haven't had. These last two songs are very, one's very flashy, but this is very much his friends are in prison. This is a shit life, and what can he do to get away from it, in a sense. Heaviest song in regards to depth, introspection, and general commentary on himself. Good song. So we finished the album on no auto, straight up and down. What you want to hear on a drill track. Think it was good to find, wrap it up as a package. Personally would have had one of the songs from earlier on, but then again, those songs with Bookie and H and the Snap Capone and all that shit, I see why you had it earlier on. Brought me into that fucking album, considering I had never heard it before. So I see why the placement worked. Personally, I like the outro in regards to just barring, because it shows, first of all, we had three, before the end, there's a variation of 3 different tracks, which show, what we may be able to see from DigDat in regards to diversifying into different genres. So, I'm going to say, this is mad drill, yeah, big up, big thumbs up on this one, big Chief Hombre thumbs up. This is an album I will have heavily in rotation, especially those first, I'd say most of it. I'd say basically 10 of those tracks are consistent songs that I would listen to every day. So, big up. It's another album review done, and we're out. Yeah. Rendezvous West with VVS, I can't feel my chest.